New cabinet sworn in with Sheikh Hasina becoming Prime Minister for fifth term. President Mohammad Shahabuddin administers the oath of office and secrecy to the 36 members of the Council of Ministers.
আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রধানমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributes ministries among the newly sworn-in ministers and state ministers. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Li Qiang greet Sheikh Hasina on her re-election as Prime Minister. The first challenge of the new cabinet is to control the price of commodities, says Obaidul Qadir. The International Court of Justice starts hearing of Israeli genocide in Gaza. And Afghanistan give India 159-run winning target in the first T20 match in Mohali. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV and BTV World. I am Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those and other stories.
বাঙালি তুমি কাপুরুষ হও না, বাঙালি তুমি জানের জন্য ভয় করো না, বাঙালি তুমি সংগ্রাম করে এগিয়ে যাও। তাই শহীদ দিবসে আজ আমরা শপথ নিয়েছি, রক্ত দেব, দাবি ছাড়বো না, দাবি আদায় করে ছাড়বো।
Elder daughter, father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Awami League President Sheikh Hasina took oath as the Prime Minister for the fifth term. President Mohammad Shahabuddin administered the oath of office and oath of secrecy to newly appointed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Darbar Hall of Bango Bhavan this evening.
আমি শেখ হাসিনা সশ্রদ্ধ চিত্তে শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রধানমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি সংবিধানের রক্ষণ সমর্থন ও নিরাপত্তা বিধান করিব এবং আমি ভীতি বা অনুগ্রহ অনুরাগ বা বিরাগের বশবর্তী না হইয়া সকলের প্রতি আইন অনুযায়ী যথাবিহিত আচরণ করিব।
After the swearing in, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina signed the oath of office and oath of secrecy. Later, 25 ministers and 11 state ministers took oath separately.
শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের মন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি
Youngest daughter Bangabandhu Sheikh Rehana, President's spouse Dr. Rebecca Sultana, Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry, Chief Justice Obaidul Hassan, President and Prime Minister's family members, noted personalities and high civil and military officials were present at the program.
সশ্রদ্ধ চিত্তে শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রতিমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব।
Cabinet Secretary Mohammad Mahbub Hussain conducted the program. At the end of the oath-taking ceremony, the President and Prime Minister exchanged greetings with the new cabinet members, distinguished guests and dignitaries. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributed ministries among the newly sworn-in ministers and state ministers this evening under the rules of business. The Cabinet Division issued a Gazette notification to this end today. Among the 25 cabinet members, A.K. Muzammil Haq has been appointed as Liberation War Affairs Minister, Ubaidul Qadir as Rail Transport and Bridges Minister, Abul Hassan Mahmood Ali as Finance Minister, Anisul Haq as Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Nurul Majid Mahmood Humayun as Industries Minister, Asaduzzaman Khan as Home Minister, Muhammad Tajul Islam as LGRD Minister, Muhammad Farooq Khan as Civil Aviation and Tourism Minister, Dr. Hassan Mahmood as Foreign Minister, Dr. Deepu Moni as Social Welfare Minister, Shadun Chandro Mojumdar as Food Minister, Abdul Salam as Planning Minister, Muhammad Faridul Haq Khan as Religious Affairs Minister, R.A.M. Obaidul Muqtadir Chaudhry as Housing and Public Works Minister, Narayan Chandro Chando as Land Minister, Jahangir Kobir Nanok as Textile and Jute Minister, Muhammad Abdur Rahman as Fisheries and Livestock Minister, Muhammad Abdul Shahid as Agriculture Minister, Architect Yafis Usman as Science and Technology Minister, Dr. Shamantulal Shen as Health and Family Welfare Minister, Muhammad Zillul Hakim as Railways Minister, Farhad Hussain as Public Administration Minister, Najmul Hassan as Youth and Sports Minister, Sabir Hussain Chaudhry as Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister, and Mohibul Hassan Chaudhry as Education Minister. Eleven state ministers include Nasrul Hamid for Power Division, Khalid Mahmood Chaudhry for Shipping Ministry, Junaid Ahmed Polok for Post, Telecommunication and Information Technology Ministry, Zahid Farooq for Water Resources Ministry, Simin Hussain Rimi for Women and Children Affairs Ministry, Kujendra Lal Tripura for Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Ministry, Muhammad Muhibbur Rahman for Disaster Management and Relief Ministry, Muhammad Ali Arafat for Information and Broadcasting Ministry, Shafiqur Rahman Chaudhry for Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Ministry, Rumana Ali for Primary and Mass Education Ministry, and Ahsanul Islam T2 for Commerce Ministry. Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir has said the first challenge of the cabinet is to control the price of commodities. Then comes ensuring employment to the youth. He said this to the media before taking oath as a minister at Bongo Bhavan this evening.
প্রথমত দ্রব্যমূল্য প্রাইসেস সেটা, তারপরে আমাদের দেশের তরুণদের বেকারত্ব, যেটা 1 কোটি তরুণের কর্মসংস্থান, 20 লাখ করে 5 বছরে 1 কোটি, এটা আমি মনে করি এটা খুব জরুরি।
Chinese President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Qiang have congratulated Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for for re-election as Prime Minister of Bangladesh. In a letter, Chinese President said China and Bangladesh are neighbors with long-established friendship. Both the countries have always respected each other, treated each other equally, and achieved mutual benefit and win-win results, he said. The Chinese president said that both countries firmly support each other on issues that bear on each other's core interests and jointly pursue the development and revitalization of each country, bringing tangible benefits to the peoples. He wished her good health, rewarding career, and every success in her life. Meanwhile, in a separate message, Chinese Prime Minister Li Qiang has also congratulated Sheikh Hasina for her re-election as Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Li Qiang said China will work with Bangladesh to strengthen bilateral relations and development cooperation. Sultan of Brunei Hassan al-Bolkiah also congratulated Sheikh Hasina for her re-election as Prime Minister of Bangladesh, with the hope that Bangladesh will reach new heights under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina. Former President of the Maldives, Mohammad Nasheed, has congratulated Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina as the Premier was re-elected following her party's landslide victory in the 12th parliamentary polls. He made the remarks while paying a courtesy call on Prime Minister at Ganapabon this afternoon. During the meeting, the two leaders discussed about the January 7 election. Deputy Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Kem Shekhawat Moon said former President of the Maldives praised the election, saying the polls were held in a free, fair and participatory manner. During the call on, Bangladesh Premier expressed satisfaction over the existing relationship between the two countries. She hoped that the relations between the two countries will further be strengthened in future. Nasheed, who served the Maldives as its president from 2008 to 2012, has highly praised the unprecedented development of Bangladesh, saying that Bangladesh has marched well ahead under the dynamic leadership of Sheikh Hasina. Bangladesh has been able to create a strong economic footing despite having various barriers, he added. Principal Secretary Tofazal Hussain Mia was present.
মনে করো যেন বিদেশ ঘুরে মাকে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি অনেক দূরে তুমি যাচ্ছ পালকিতে মা চড়ে দরজা দুটো একটুকু ফাঁক করে আমি যাচ্ছি মা আরে দূর হচ্ছে না তো আমি যাচ্ছি
কি রে বাবু বারবার একই কথা বলছিস কেন?
আরে মা নবস্পন্দনের জন্য আবৃত্তি প্র্যাকটিস করছি তো।
তাই নাকি? ভালো মতো প্র্যাকটিস কর, ঠিক আছে?
আচ্ছা মা। নবস্পন্দন নবস্পন্দন
নবস্পন্দন রেজিস্ট্রেশনের শেষ সময় আগামী 31 জানুয়ারি 2024 বিকেল 5টা। 8 থেকে 14 বছর বয়সী আগ্রহী সকল প্রার্থী আবেদন করতে পারবে। রেজিস্ট্রেশন করুন টেলিটকে btvns.teletalk.com.bd। বিস্তারিত জানতে চোখ রাখুন বিটিভির পর্দায়।
And now news from around the world. The International Court of Justice in The Hague holds its first hearing in South Africa's genocide case against Israel on Thursday. South Africa filed a lawsuit in December accusing Israel of genocide in the war and is seeking a halt to the brutal military assault. Several countries have welcomed the move amid a global chorus for a ceasefire in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel's bombardment of Gaza continues. Reports say Israeli strike in Rafah has killed at least 12 people. Israeli bombing near al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah in central Gaza also killed another 8 people. At least 23,357 people have been killed and more than 59,400 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7. In another development, U.S. Secretary of State said Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas prepared to reform Palestinian Authority and take control of Gaza. The United States, in a clear signal to China, opposes any outside interference or influence in Taiwan's upcoming presidential and parliamentary elections. A senior Biden administration official briefing reporters on condition of anonymity said Washington does not take sides in the elections and does not have a favorite or preferred candidate. The January 13 Taiwan elections come at a delicate time in U.S.-Chinese relations, with President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping having just re-established military-to-military ties when they met in California last November. The United States is in Taiwan's most important international backer and arms supplier, despite the lack of formal diplomatic ties with the island. On the other hand, China claims Taiwan as part of its territory and has vowed to seize it one day. And now, weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Moderate to dense fog may occur over the country during midnight to morning. Air traffic, inland water transport and road communication may be disrupted due to dense fog. Night temperature may fall slightly and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country, said the Met Office. And now, sports news. India are now batting against Afghanistan to chase the victory target of 159 runs in the first T20 of three-match series in Mohali. India has scored 90 runs for 3 wickets in 11 overs when report last came in. Earlier, Afghanistan batted first and scored 158 runs for 5 in their stipulated 20 overs. Mohammad Nabi scored 42 runs for the Afghans. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. New cabinet sworn in, with Sheikh Hasina becoming Prime Minister for 5th term. President Mohammad Shahabuddin administers the oath of office and secrecy to the 36 members of the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributes ministries among the newly sworn-in ministers and state ministers. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Li Qiang greet Sheikh Hasina on her re-election as Prime Minister. The first challenge of the new cabinet is to control the price of commodities, says Abdul Qadir. The International Court of Justice starts hearing of Israeli genocide in Gaza. And Afghanistan give India 159-run winning target in the first T20 match in Mohali. And that's the end of the news. Thank you for being with us. Khuda Hafiz.